Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. We have Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice and Seanna Rose from Seanna Rose Metaphysical. Seanna Rose, that is your real name.
That is my real name.
That is your real name.
Yeah. It's like not, some people get confused and think that I have two first names, but it's actually just first name, middle name. But it is a real name. My parents picked it out.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
it's
you.
So pretty. So I had some really crazy moments today, and I won't go into it, but I'm just like I'm fit to be tied, and I don't know what's hanging on from from retrograde, whatever retrograde it is. It's just like zero on me and Johnny, actually.
Oh, man. And I just had a, you know what, hush. We're moving on.
So, Johnny, what's going on for you this week? What's happening? What's
Zero of the things, because I didn't plan anything on purpose. Now, I said that last time, and then like 18 people emailed me, so maybe I should stop saying it. I got a whole bunch going on. It's fantastic. I'm going to have a popcorn party. I'm going to do some gardening. I'm going to go race car driving, scuba diving. Then I'll take a nap at 3. Busy.
It's the last one. It's the last one that made me go, scuba diving.
He got me a race car drive. I'm like, wait.
I don't even ride bicycles. I definitely ain't racing.
Because I know you don't drive.
Not correctly, anyway. Don't drink and drive.
Stay out of his way. He's only done go-karts.
I picked all of them.
Mario Kart.
I'm a Gemini. I like driving. This lane and that lane at the same time. So I'm gonna drive in the middle if it's all right.
All my lanes. All my lanes. They're all named Johnny's.
If you had somewhere to be, you should have left early. I'm gonna drive down the middle just like this here.
What lines?
I don't. White lines and me don't mix. That's one of them Trumpian things. Me and white lines don't go together. Thank
you. They start to merge after a while. Oh my God, that's so funny. So how are you, Seanna Rose? How's it going for you?
Pretty good. Let's see. Tomorrow on my channel, well, actually, you and I are going to be doing a stream together, doing some mini readings for viewers, mediumship for their pets and other beloved animals that I've passed on. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun.
It was fun.
I had so much fun. Yeah, I was just going to say that on your channel last time. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Me too.
I'm putting the finishing touches on my Reiki levels 1 and 2 courses. So after that, I got to figure out how to set up, so people can register. I got to figure out how I'm going to teach it and stuff. But I'm so close. I'm so excited.
Me too.
How's your video about the negative cards coming? Are you still working on that?
Yes, I'm editing right now. It's already been recorded, and I just got to finish putting it together. So I should hopefully have it done tomorrow or something at some point. I might schedule it for like Sunday or something.
That's cool.
Sounds good. So like Seanna was saying, I'm going to be on her channel tomorrow. We're going to be doing mini readings for our pets, for our beloveds. I'm going to be putting up, I think, the last of the videos for the prayer tree. I'm going to be doing that either this week or this coming week or the next week after that. That'll be our last one. The tree will be up until August, but I won't be doing any more videos. It takes a lot of time to do the videos, and the response to the videos hasn't really been that much. So I'm just gonna, if you want to send me prayers, I can put them on the tree, but I won't be doing any more videos after this last one. So that will be it for the prayer tree. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far. So that's what I'm doing. I am, today we're going to start asking some questions. I got a question from someone of you whose name is A, and I assume that is anonymous.
It's funny because it's one letter, but I know exactly. I've seen that username so many times.
I know their name, and I'm not going to tell you.
You did? Oh my God. I was like, okay.
I don't know people that just clicked. They're like, oh yeah.
We'll introduce that one. Okay.
It's
So
been like in the chat on my streams since like day one.
This was the last injection of questions. So I because it was a viewer question, I really wanted to get it in there. But if you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen these videos that they started popping up in my timeline about what they don't want you to see or know or whatever, and it's like pictures of like monster looking things coming out of a swamp or a whatever. I'm like,
there's one floating around now outside the zoo. It was some little creature outside the zoo. They wanted people to know or not know, but guess what it was. And people think it's just, publicity, basically. If I find it, I'll show you. God dang it. Never mind.
So there's this one video out, and it's being sort of examined by the government of Amarillo, Texas. Oh yeah, look at that. Now, is that somebody in a suit,
like
in a costume, or
in a ghillie suit or something? That's what it looks like.
It was outside of the zoo. Amarillo, Texas. That's where it was.
That's it. That's the one. And so that's the one that they are looking at, and they're
or it's Chewbacca.
All the comments on Twitter said it's Sonic the Hedgehog.
In black and white. The legs are a little long for Sonic. You think?
Maybe it's like you guys see the picture of his original design for the newer movies and how it's just so uncanny and creepy looking. Maybe it's
That's
him.
what I heard.
And then they redesigned him to look cute.
Oh yeah, and they missed the mark.
Yeah,
they went past cute, went to creepy.
It was a little bit weird.
So can we do a reading on this and see if this is a hoax or just 3 cards or something, not really a full spread, just to see. I think it's a hoax, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the cards think. What do the cards think?
Sometimes. If I got to read it, I might make it up.
Whoa! Cards are flying.
It was a person, a little dude, or a little dude.
A little dude. I was kind of thinking that with
a little dude.
A little dude.
A little dude.
It's for the Lord Jesus. For whatever reason, the 9 of Cups, it was meant to look like something else. The devil, it's a trick of the mind type thing. Somebody is.
That kind of looks like it right there.
That's probably what it was. Goat Man. It was walking in the background, but it's a little dude. Maybe it's Pan. Pan's a little dude. He's a goat man. It was Pan.
I don't know. What do you get, Seanna?
Well, similar to little dude. Now, I didn't get little dude, but I got young person. there were a couple of people involved in this plan, and they wanted to create the confusion. I'm sure now I get the feeling they weren't really trying to convince anybody, but they wanted to create that. Well, is it true? Is it possible? Is it not? What is it? It was like a very quickly thought up plan, and it's not real. Not real.
I got you choose. It's up to you. If you want to believe it, I don't believe it, but if you want to believe it, you can. I see, and there's so many of them now. There's so many of them, and I just gotta block them from my stream because
is it wait, so many questions about it, or so many
so many
videos on you've got to see this, what they don't want you to know.
Is it kind of turning into 2016 and there were clowns everywhere and there are videos of clowns everywhere? Is it turning into one of those things, except we've moved on from clowns to little goat dudes?
I think it's the rabbit hole to where you look at one video and the next thing you know, you're way down the street in this, and you don't know how you just got there. Look at your history; it'll tell you.
True.
You clicked on that someplace down the road.
I watched one video about surveillance cameras catching ghosts and things, and next thing you know, my whole YouTube front page is just, oh, look at this, watch this, look at this, and then got weird faces on the thing. I'm like, okay, YouTube, calm down. When it's something I want to watch, you don't show it to me at all.
Like, not interested.
Yeah. I do that. I'd click that, remove from my stream.
Meanwhile,
do not recommend channel.
You did a video, you and Seanna did a video, was last week?
Yeah.
And so on my YouTube front page is a video you did like 8 months ago. Like, show me the current stuff. Why are you showing me one from? I mean, I'm fine. I watched it anyway. But it's like, okay. Anyway.
So I had a question. How do our children see the world today? But I just, I think I'm going to stay away from that question this time, and I'll ask it at a different time because I don't want to bring the energy down here. So what will these areas of society look like in 5 to 10 years? The first area is the post office in the US. What is that going to look like in 5 to 10 years? I ask because so many people are not getting their stuff. So many people are getting stuff that's all broken up.
I pulled one for US and one for Canada, and I regret it.
Oh, let's see what it is.
Spoiler.
New day. What?
Well, okay, I guess for the post office, you were saying 5 to 10 years in the US, it'll still have a role. It might be like a minimal role. I heard that word minimal. It'll still be there operating in the background because there are some things that you might just have to send through the mail. And sometimes for some people, it is cheaper than using a courier. It doesn't mean that it's like, timely or that it always gets there. But, it's always going to be an option. And then for Canada, I have this lost and regret card. So I wonder, I'm not saying that the post office is going to stop being, because no, it's always going to be an option for people in Canada too. But there's something wrong, and the public doesn't know what it is yet. That's all I know.
God, I hope you get the package I sent you.
Something's going to come to a head in the next 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
I'm interested, but at the same time, it's like, oh, no, really?
You should do a full reading on that one.
No, I should.
For the US, I get 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands. So if it has to come from really far, then over the next 5 years, it's going to slow down. And for Canada, there is something with the 6 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. It's a work in progress. There's something that's moving through the stormy sea right now. It will continue, but there's going to be a lot of work behind it. So there's almost like a building block is how I see it. So it's something has to improve.
I pulled a card just to clarify my one for Canada, my 5 of Cups, and it does have something to do with the government. So there's some way in which the government, the post office, they're not agreeing on something, or something is just not working the way it used to. So
Yeah, they've got to change. They've got, well, this is for Canada. There's got to be a new vision for your postal service, whatever that means, and it will be something new. For the U.S., patience and planning. There are plans in the work to adjust what has been done to the post office, so that to the world it looks like it functions as a real entity. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I didn't know, but post office. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to look at is social media. In 5 to 10 years, what does social media look like? What will it look like in 5 to 10 years?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I don't even want to know. In 5 to 10 years, I want to be able to hire someone to do all my social media for me, so I don't have to look at it. Just make me do YouTube, and that's it.
Well, and very an unfortunate impact. It has I mean, the Fool and the Page of Swords. For those who are easily fooled, it's not going to take much anyway. You know, it's just not. But it's becoming more and more is what the problem is. Is more and more people are easily fooled because more and more people are sharing information with each other instead of looking things up. Like I said, Dr. Tyson said about the internet. They gave it to us without a manual on how to use it. So when you find some stupid idea and you type it into the machine, it finds 19 other people with the same stupid idea, and then you think you're on to something. So it's the same as now, but read a book, get off the thing. Lord have mercy.
What about you, Seanna?
Well, I have the Hierophant next to the Queen of Wands, and what I get from this one, the Hierophant is talking about the social media companies themselves, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. It's almost like, the word came to mind and I almost forgot what it was. Spirit's going to remind me what it is. It's almost like they're controlling your creativity. You can be creative, but within our parameters. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the series of probably not. There's a weird corner of YouTube where there's these videos called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And it's animations. It's kind of like a horror short animations or whatever. And the point of it is basically how like these corporations, I think they use TV as the example of corporations and companies controlling what they deem creative enough and what they deem unacceptable. So there's one line there, like it's a little video with a song, and there's one part of the song, one line says, "Green is not a creative color." And it's because like that's the rule. Whereas I think why I'm being reminded of it is because like on Facebook and other stuff, it's like you can post whatever you want, only within our parameters. Like this is good enough to post, this is not. We're gonna put you in Facebook jail or whatever. And then I have, before I get rambling too much, I have the Moon card. The mental health effects of social media are going to be like fully realized within the next 5 to 10 years, because social media is still a pretty new thing, really, as far as, you know, the internet and humanity and all that stuff goes. So yeah.
I think I got the same thing that you got. So if you're looking for enlightenment on the internet, think again.
You could find it.
Think again, because this is bad for your soul.
Yep.
Remember in The Princess Bride when Andre the Giant was like, I am the dread fire robbers, I'm coming for your soul. That's the internet. It's coming for your soul, and it's overwhelming. Don't get knocked over by the wave of stuff that's coming at you. It's just too much. Even 5 to 10 years down the road, it will still be too much. So take it in small bites. Small bites. Do the poo-poo platter. Don't go in full meals.
Don't take it at all. Just read a book or something.
Anything to keep you from doing what I call the death scroll, where you're just staring and scrolling and you're basically like hypnotized looking at your screen. It's absolutely soul sucking.
There's a book you can get called 30 Days of Positive Thinking. Go get that.
And you can even color it. And in summertime, you can use it as a fan. We discussed it last time.
So speaking of soul sucking, what will organized religion look like in 5 years?
That's the perfect segue.
You know, I kind of almost borderline, like almost feel bad for them because their population's going down. And not all churches are bad. I mean, yeah. Queen of Cups, the nurturer, the loving, open heart, 8 of Wands. There's the conversations, the talking, and then the 4 of Swords, retreat. So the population is going to continue to dwindle, but it's the messaging. Now, here's the thing, though, too. A hit dog will holler. So if you go to church and you hear something you don't like, then they talking to you type thing. But at the same time, you can't just browbeat. You know what? That's enough of the editorial. The population will continue to go down. The end. That's all.
I have that. This is basically what I guess it would just be like the church. And when I pull these cards, I had like the Christian church in mind. Other religions, it could be different. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I have. So I literally heard this. The sheep will return to the flock with this 3 of Wands. They'll come back because they need the truth. They really still think that they hold the entire truth. And it's like, because God is the boss, or our God is the boss, is the only way. They will find the way. And if not, but they're secretly worried about, you know, the dwindling numbers. And I guess that's like with attendance, that's the word I'm looking for, and maybe like donations too. Maybe they're more worried about the lack of donations.
You pass that plate around, and it comes back.
But they're like, well, they're very hopeful though. It's like, oh, they'll be back.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah,
so?
they are. They're hopeful. They're beating the drum. Come on back. Come on back. This is where you belong. This is where your soul can be saved. Yes.
As if it needs saving to begin with.
But this is what's going on, really. It is all about the church. It's not about you. And they are, like Seanna said, very worried because people are they're stepping out into the unknown for something, trying to find something new, something more, I guess, substantial that they can actually wrap their minds around, that's not, you know, dogma or whatever. So in 10, in 5 to 10 years, the church may be in a little bit more trouble than it already is. So
Maybe it's for themselves.
that's
You know
another,
what would help, though? I'll tell them what will help, and maybe somebody will listen. If you let God back in the church, people will come back. There you go.
True. People want to go where God is, whatever their interpretation of God is.
Take out
Yeah.
your agendas and your other crap, your human needs. Bring the God back in the church. People will come back.
and that's another one of those video things that started cropping up on my page. I turned away from New Age, and now I'm a Christian again,
Christian propaganda.
that is just like what 5 things that you shouldn't do in New Age or whatever. It's like
I was thinking of, oh Lord Jesus, I don't want to. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna say it anyway. I was thinking. Well, I was walking home from the store, and my mind wanders, and it went there too. I'm like, because I was buying something, I was getting some kind of, what was it, getting garlic or something. And I was thinking about like the herbal medicine things you can do with garlic and blah blah blah, and then was having these flashbacks of people saying how witchcraft and is horrible and evil and herbs and this, and I'm thinking you literally have a whole religion based off drinking somebody's blood, of being washed in somebody's blood, of somebody having to die and bleed so that you can be all right.
mm-hmm.
And like,
Yeah.
but I'm wrong for burning rosemary or something. Okay.
And okay, before the age of pharmaceuticals, people used herbs to cure their shit, so I do not see what's evil about that. That's just using
Jesus
what
used
you
dirt
have.
and spit to cure
They
somebody's
just
blindness.
didn't slap
So
a Christian label on it. They didn't Christianize it, therefore it's evil.
but that's all that. I just
Yeah, that's what King James will do for you. King James. So one more thing for 5 to 10 years, what will America look like in 5 to 10 years? Will we be a desert country? Will we have just
We'll be split into 2 countries because you guys can't get along.
as long as we can put a fence around the crazies, then
we'll be the ununited states of America.
The divided state.
And it's so interesting. I get first card, 2 of Pentacles, second card, 2 of Cups. It's like there's a. I mean, it's going to be like it is now. There's people who get along, and then people who don't. Ace of Pentacles and King of Cups. There will be really good opportunities, though, for the arts. I think we did that the last time about a thing of arts coming back, and also medicine and nurturing people. So there's a happier time coming. Now, I'm not trying to paint the rosy picture like we're all getting along, because again, 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and both are snakes, so you know how that is. But 7 of Wands, we will be on the higher ground, because some of us will just learn to disagree and keep it moving with the same people.
What deck is that?
It is El Goliath, is what it's called.
I really like it.
El Goliath Tarot.
Nice.
He has a YouTube channel too, I think. But the cards, before anybody goes and buys them, they're gigantic.
Yikes.
Like this is a regular size card, and then this is this. They are enormous. they are
I can barely hold these. It's hard. What'd you get, Seanna?
Well, just like with the post office question, I pulled one for the US and one for Canada, and that's obviously because I'm, from Canada, and it's not, we have a lot of Canadian viewers that want to understand whatever too. But for the US, I got Page of Swords. The country itself has a lot of growing up to do. However, King of Cups, a lot of people are developing. There's like there's going to be like an uptick in like emotional maturity, which is good, and in emotional intelligence. I think some of it has a lot to do with, in the last few years, people really talking about mental health issues and like just being honest about struggles, and you know, maybe it's just people being like, oh my God, that was such a wreck in the last few years. Like, let's just get along. Like, this is not worth it. So the country itself, lots of growing up to do, but the people are doing okay next 5 to 10 years. For Canada, I do have like, it's a very similar energy. I felt like it was going to be about the same. Canada has slow progress. There's some slow growth taking place, which is good. Because things have actually been pretty crazy here too. So it's nice to see that something will at least settle down in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I get that for Canada too.
And
Canada.
it's a pentacle, so I was kind of thinking like maybe economic growth, but I think there's growth in other areas too. I think like emotionally and stuff too.
Yeah, and I get to follow your dreams, and there's going to be a lot of people who are getting back into actually being, you know, in society and not feeling like they're sort of separated from it, you know, as a collective. For the US, the collective comes up, and so the rhythm and the heartbeat of the country is changing into for the purposes of balance. So hopefully this is where we're going, to balanced. And hopefully this is where Canada is going. Following.
Nice.
So we can only hope, we can only pray for that. And hopefully we all see a better tomorrow.
See, here's the thing, though. I do need to always make this little caveat, too. The world is not as bad as we think it is. It looks horrible when you watch the news because they gather all the horrible stories and tell them to you in 1 hour. So it's like, oh my God, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. They've always thought that, though, because that's all you ever hear is the bad news. And it's not even a knock on the reporters, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to give you what happened in the world. But there's what, 10 news stories that are horrible that involve 10 people. There's 7 billion people on Earth. All of us ain't crazy. So we'll be all right. We will be all right.
We'll be all right.
Yes.
So you in Canada, you guys just what's his name? Tom Ford. What's his name?
Are you talking about Doug Ford?
Doug Ford. He won his election or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really give a crap. I don't follow any of that. I just don't care. But yes, I did hear about that.
So blessings to you. Blessings to you. Sending you good energy.
I wasn't trying to just dump all over that.
So I read somewhere that a family of spirits lives on every street corner. I don't know what this means, but is that true? Do families of spirit live on, like, are they homeless?
Their neighborhood watch.
Are they the hookers of the spiritual world?
Is it discounted since it's a ghost? Is it? Oh, Lord. What does 38 cents in a bubblegum wrapper get you?
Oh gosh.
Yes and no is what I get. It's not as in, I think they're hanging around one person in particular. So it's almost like not every street corner, but a lot of places, more so than not, because I get the family with the 10 of Pentacles. So that would be your lineage in your family tree right there. Then there's the Magician, but there's the 2 of Swords. So it's like it's a person that they're hanging around. So there may be somebody's ancestors in your neighborhood type thing. Um,
Reminds me of the Sesame Street song. Who are you? Neighborhood.
because the two of wands, page of wands, they're there for messaging and help plan and life and that type of thing. So we live in a spirit orb, even though we think that spirit in the veil and heaven and all that is somewhere else. If we had the technology and the knowledge to do it, we reach out and touch it all the time. But it's here. But yes, I get yes and no. It's not necessary neighborhood watch. I think they're just hanging around one house, I think. But I did get the family.
Wow. How about you, Seanna? That's
I
interesting.
got something very similar. I have that. Now, this isn't supposed to sound morbid, but when I pulled this one, I heard death is everywhere with this death card. But what that means is that people are rejoining the spirit realm every day, every second somebody in the world, what they say, every second somebody in the world dies or whatever. And one way that you can interpret this is that, like, yeah, it is kind of true, but what it means is it's like what Johnny was saying. Well, people think that heaven and the spirit realm and all that are elsewhere. It's actually right in front of you. So, like, in a way, it's kind of true, but it's not like you have, the ghost is a person in your neighborhood. It's not like that kind of thing.
Neighborhood. I could, yeah,
This is why they didn't make me a Sesame Street writer.
I really wanted to be on Sesame Street when I was.
I used to think it was a real place when I was a kid.
Oh, that's so.
My parents let me believe that until I was like 5.
There you. Yeah, we can't go because
It's real.
They told me Sesame Street was in New York and New York was in the United States. And so when I was little, I was like, well, we have to go to the United States. They let me think that until I was like 5.
I mean, at least it wasn't 25. So I guess.
Yeah.
But it's real. There a whole bunch of stuff lives on Sesame Street.
The set is a real place.
It is. It is. It is a real place. Yeah.
I'm so sorry I interrupted you with that.
Oh no. There are spirits who hang out in groups because they love and they look for different things like forgiveness from people who they have touched in some way. They also protect and they ask for, and I think they expect people to trust that they will be protection for them in some way. So these spirits, maybe they are like spiritual guides or, families of people who have passed together, or like Johnny was saying, not every street corner, but they're attached to somebody somewhere. And they're just everywhere. I just want to know what vibration that is, because if you could either slow your vibration down or speed it up, would you be able to see more spirits visually?
That's interesting. You'd have to, I guess, find some way to measure, first of all, and then find a way to measure the person who can do it. Because there are people I've never seen a ghost. I don't want to either. Don't get no ideas. Don't need no flashes and people walking by that don't live here, please and thank you. But some people can, but I've never been able to.
Well, I've seen a ghost, once or twice, but I don't know what happened. I was really young at the time. I was like 6, 7.
So your chakras wide open.
Yeah. So was that, just because of my age, or was it? I mean, I haven't been able to duplicate it, like especially now. Not that I want to. I don't want to.
Disclaimer to the spirit realm.
So that leads me to: does our true age depend on our consciousness? Is it possible to calculate that number It's like when somebody graduated in a certain year, you can pretty much calculate how old they are. So if this is a school, as people say it is, and we come down here to learn, are there grades that we are in, like first grade, second grade, third grade, and could we use that to calculate how old our spirit or our soul is?
I got a weird answer. I got that. Okay, I don't know how to word it, so I'll just say it. Basically, Page of Pentacles, there's like, we're really young beings, but at the same time, 10 of Pentacles, we've been around way longer than our human selves realize. To our human selves, this is eons, but to the spiritual selves, an eon is like blink. But we are definitely much older, like energetically or whatever, spiritually, than we realize. But it's just weird because I'm getting something about like ageless, therefore it's kind of infinite. So some people might take that as being really, really old. Some people might take that as being nothing. I think that's why I get kind of like a mixed answer here. But you can think of it as you're much older than you realize.
I got the exact same thing. I just got the Page of Wands in the 10 of Pentacles. So you
weird.
are very young. There is something to the... Why is this hard to explain? It's almost like you can't be here for a long time. Okay, I pulled consciousness as well. This is what ages. This because time, we created this measurement for time, like it's around the sun, 365, we did that. Our calendar, the Gregorian calendar is what we have, right? That changed, and so we've changed time and measurements and all that. Like there's not 24 hours in a day. I think there's 23 in 56 minutes, and so something, we created time, or the measurement for time. But time itself is just one long thing. It's just we measure it because there's a day and night cycle. But if the sun never went down, it would still just feel like one long thing. So you are young in creation, maybe, but old in creation. So you're with the Fool here too, in the Tower. So it's sudden. It's a blink of an eye, technically. I don't care if you're 103 years old. It's still a blink of an eye type thing. But your consciousness is what's old. But everything else about you is a baby. So that's hard to explain.
That was a hard one.
I feel like the answer's in here, but I can't bring it out of here.
I plan every day.
I get that creativity that the we were created into this, whatever this is. What did I see that somewhere where the soul doesn't really enter the body until the baby takes its first breath? Is that
I've heard that.
true?
I've heard that, but I've also heard that it varies from person to person when the soul joins. So I don't know.
Okay. So do I follow-up question. Do we trek our soul from that point? That is so.
That's like, isn't that weird? What I'm being shown is like a wheel constantly turning, and you can measure how many revolutions in a minute, but it's like at which spoke on the wheel, which point on the wheel, which is the start, which is the end. It's just going round and round and round. And I feel like that's kind of like what we're doing as souls. Like it's hard to measure. Like when did it start? Which spoke did it start on?
I'm going to jump down to a question that sort of piggybacks into that. So with all the problems in the world, why would we want to come back from what is often described as paradise? If the world of spirit is so beautiful and so magnificent, Why continue to come back to this place full of ugliness, pain, and sorrow? Why do we do it?
Because that's why.
Basically.
I mean, it's just like it's not getting any better.
It doesn't seem that way, anyways.
So,
Like,
I mean, it piggybacks on what I just said, though. It is getting better. The world will always think it's getting worse because, oh, look at them darn kids and that whole thing. You know, it's always getting worse. Inflation and recessions and wars and always existed. It's just the only thing that has not existed is a 24-hour news cycle that lets you know that things are horrible every day. But they didn't tell you about the person that was cured of the cancer. They didn't tell you about the baby who heard for the first time because they got a new implant in this. So they didn't tell you all the little cute stories. They told you all the horrible ones. Now, the Three of Cups, why do we come back here? Three of Cups, this is the meeting place. This is the meeting place. This is where they come. They congregate. They make friends and alliances. You ever met a person? I've been you somewhere before. Did you go to such and such school? No, I dropped out in 8th grade, so no, I did not. The Empress and the Hierophant. This is just part of life. That's part of the design. To them, it's not horrible down here. Here's an experience I'm about to have. To us, it's a whole different thing.
Because you know what? They must get up there and forget. That's what
Just like when they come here, we forget what that was over there. So it's like a reset button. Like, okay, here you go. Make something of it. It's like, hell. Where's the manual? You ain't got none of them or nothing?
No,
it's invented. Can I
That would have
look
been
it up?
nice, though. A guide to your incarnation. How to people.
Yes. Nobody's ever written that book.
You should write that one, Seanna. How to people.
How to people.
Man.
This is the party planet. Everybody wants to be here, like Howard University. No, that's Morgan State. The party school. Nobody really graduates. They just all fade away.
Yeah, you know what I have that there is a difference in perspective from the other side. Oh yeah, from the other side, it's like what Johnny was saying. Oh, here's an experience to have, and that in our human perspective, that can be great, and in our human perspective, sometimes experiences are absolutely crappy and terrible. But there's kind of a balance here. It's almost like these two balance each other out. It's just an experience to be had. Something else. Some souls form very deep karmic ties. I don't know why I get that with the 10 of Pentacles, but I do. Especially souls that have been around the block many, many times. Maybe it depends on what lessons they're supposed to learn, whether they learned it in that lifetime, if there's other stuff they got to do. But we tend to have a lot of karma, and that's what keeps us coming back with Three of Wands. That's one of the things that keeps us coming back. And from the other side, I think it seems a lot easier because we go into it a lot of times when we're, on the other side, just from what I'm understanding here, is that maybe we go into the planning the lifetime or just resting and thinking things over, and we go, well, that wasn't so bad. I can do that. Yeah, I can go down and I can make that place better. Yeah, I can do that. And, we're born here and we're like, oh my God, what have I done?
The hubris.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can make it better.
Yeah, I can fix that. I'll come down with my love and light and I'll remember everything and it'll be great.
No.
The point of the game is to remember that you are love and light in the first place, and some people don't even get that far.
We come down to connect our connections, like Johnny said, and we rush in with all of this energy and intention, and I'm going to make it so great. I'm going to be the thing that changes the world. But
that could not be more accurate.
it's
That card.
hard.
Mhm.
It is.
So it's telling us because of all of this, arguments, pettiness, violence, all of that, we have to go inward. We go inward. Maybe we have to lose some things physically, some abilities, or some, wealth, or whatever it is. But we move through very quickly, and then it's over again.
Okay, yeah, and death card, that's like a cycle. That's like end and beginning.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, that was a good question. I like that one.
I really liked that question. That was a good one.
So, are there points on the body that allow the soul to enter and exit?
How does all that happen?
Is it the heart, or is it your feet, or is it your hands, or is it the top of your head? Is that why we're born with the fontanelle?
I got a weird answer again.
Me too.
I don't know why I seem surprised when weird answers come up, because it's always like that. I have a 7 of Wands here, but the 7 really brought my, like, that's where my attention was drawn, and it reminds me of the chakras, that maybe each chakra can act as an entrance or exit point. I'm getting that it depends on sort of which chakra you're operating from mostly. So if you're like really materialistic, you might operate more out of that root chakra, or like sacral chakra. But then if you're more, heart oriented or whatever, you might operate more out of the heart chakra. Some people operate out of like the crown chakra and third eye chakra. So like that could be for some people. And then something else that I have, it's like with a 9 of Cups, it's just like it comes out or goes in wherever it feels best. That sounds so weird. That sounds really bad. I don't want to get you demonetized.
I'm not monetized. Don't worry. You can say whatever you want.
I just realized how that could have been taken. But like I think it varies from person to person. That's what I'm getting. But I think the chakras have something to do with it.
I got both of those answers because 2 people just spoke just now. Both of those answers. English is so easy. It really is. So I get the chakra thing too, because maybe this is a personal read, because this is the one I use the most, is the throat. And that's where it broke through. Or I can say it grows from within, so it's already part of you type of thing. Because I get the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords, so all of tarot made no sense. Because this was like, well, it grows in the spine. It's like, okay, fine. Then, because, that's of little to no consequence, because it's not like I'm going to surgically remove your soul. So it grows in the spine. That's what the tarot said. The oracle went along with Seanna is the chakras. They go through your vortexes.
Yeah, I agree. I get the third eye and intention, and which is another chakra. And I get the heart chakra. That's a really weird question for me, because it's pretty much all I got. It can be anywhere, I guess.
I wonder if it varies from person to person.
The card was telling me, don't be so don't be so egotistical.
But listen, look here. In our defense, if you put us here with no manual, we're going to be curious, and we're going to ask questions just like this. How did it get in here?
Yeah, how did you get
What
it?
is the point of all of this? Is there somebody with quarters and an arcade machine just playing this right now? I want to know these things. You gave me no manual. You just said here.
I
Figure
saw
it
this,
out.
I saw this woman running today. She was jogging and she was kind of holding her arms out like this, and I just started cracking up because she looked like a Sims. She looked like a Sims. Right?
Tell her aerodynamics, ma'am. Aerodynamics.
She's not moving her arms.
Running like this.
She's trying to fly. Get out of her business.
It cracked me up because I was like, and I was a Sims. Oh my God, junkie. I love the Sims, but
That's such. I love it too.
in the beginning, when they first came out, the little boy would just like, and his head would blow up. They just burst into flame.
We're gonna be curious.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So we do.
All right.
We're cats just in human form.
That's true. So, do good luck charms work, like talismans and things like that? Do those things work really? Are they worth your money?
I want to ask that question. Okay, wait. Because I'm very biased, so I need to ground myself. Do good luck charms work?
There's something to it. I have with the Page of Wands, like some of it has to do with like the creation of it. Maybe if you made one yourself versus buying one that was like mass produced. I also have that it depends on the intention you set, the energy that's already present, your current belief system as well. I also have like you have to have the understanding of what you're doing and how it works. If you understand how it works, then it will. If you don't understand how it works, it probably won't work for you.
I didn't know. I get that there is a difference between a good luck charm and something used for natural uses or something like crystals and herbs and sage and Palo Santo. Because I get this here, that there are things that you can use for purposes, not just good luck, because luck is random. So this for instance, if you carry like lapis lazuli is good for your third eye. So, but everything else I get a no. I get the devil, 10 of swords, 7 of swords. So it's like, no, so don't have somebody come and say, oh, buy this rabbit's foot for $800. It's going to bring you luck. Your intention overpowers anything on earth, period, anyway, because the pen is mightier than the sword. So the things you speak, the things you feel, the things you say back to yourself, those things carry more weight than anything you can hold. So I'm going to say no.
I get that it's what you choose. It depends on what you choose. There are things that can give you a sense of protection, things that maybe have been shown to you by your guides, your angels, things like crystals, things like that. That's pretty much, if you're looking for protection, there are crystals that will do that for you. So if you want to call that your talisman or your good luck charm or whatever it is, you can call it whatever it is. It's your choice. But there are some things that will work for you as far as what your angels and guides are telling you to sort of pay attention to. It doesn't have to be a physical thing, I guess. Like this could be a talisman, but it's not. It's just jewelry. So it really depends on what you choose and what you imbue with your intention. Is that the word? Imbue.
That's actually the word just popped into my head, because you can do that to something and just carry it around with you.
Mm-hmm.
Write something on a bay leaf and put it in your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
That so it's you are the thing. Everything else is add-ons. You're the vessel. You are the machine. You are the good luck charm. You are the bad luck charm. Whatever you're bringing to you starts in you, and so just put more weight on you and your intention than the thing on the outside.
So the next question is, do we sleep when we go to sleep, or do we travel to other realms? And does everyone travel, or just some people travel?
Lord Jesus. Okay.
Do some people do more traveling than others? Now with my passport, absolutely not. Do we sleep or do we travel?
Most sleep, some travel. Because I get the 10 of Wands is how it starts. I think also this does have something to do with mentality too. What is weighing on you? What's going on in your day? That type of thing. Because I get the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is defeat. So it's defeat and burden. So there's something going on to where you can't move. But then the 6 of Swords, some people do travel constantly, but most people do not.
I have that it depends on what you need. Our bodies sleep because we need it. The body, we wear down our muscles, we get sore, we put weight on our joints just from standing and walking, just our everyday activities. The body sleeps because it needs time to heal and it needs time to regenerate. However, if it will be beneficial to your spiritual growth, which is what I get with this Empress, if it will be beneficial to the spiritual growth, then you can do a little bit of travel. And I think that you're right, Johnny, like the mindset really has to do with it too. There has to be I'm getting with these two, there's got to be some kind of a balance between the comfortable and the uncomfortable. So like if a person just spends all of their time at night just traveling constantly, they could be missing out on some of the rest that they need. And then if somebody is just constantly only sleeping, they could be missing out on some of the spiritual benefit of traveling. I think it depends on what that person needs at that time and what they're ready for.
Yeah, I think you're right. The fan, sort of distributes things into, different places. It helps, it assists you in moving spirit, smoke, whatever, into different places, into the corners or whatever of your home, or when you're outside, you can, disperse smoke. And so that's sort of the vision that I get, that you sort of disperse, and your soul does a little dispersing. I don't know what that word is.
Kind of like a diffuser, you plug it in, you put the smelly oil in it, and
yeah, and it's and it transforms you into the thing that moves through. But I also get this. I don't know why I got this. That I think it's an emotional thing. It's an emotional thing when you are being tested in some way, and there's a truly emotional thing that you're going through. It's very possible that you could leave your body and try to find enlightenment out there somewhere.
Actually, that is really interesting you brought that up, because I'm being reminded of I don't remember which one, but it's a Ram Dass lecture, and he's talking about an experience he had at some, I don't know if it was a monastery, it was some kind of Zen Buddhist weekend thing or whatever, and it was really, really difficult, and he had what he considered a traumatic high, where he felt so broken down that it was like something cracked, and it was just like he was wide open. I wonder if some people have that happen, where they reach a breaking point, and then it's just like the consciousness goes, we have to expand, we have to.
We have to. And we do. We have to expand. We can't stay. Everything changes. Everything, where's that card? Everything transforms. It has to. Energy never dies. It only changes form. So yes, we have to make those transformations in order to grow. So we did that one, and then we did that one. So I think we're done. We've got
Those are great questions.
Look at that. So, wow, that was wonderful. Those were some really hard questions. I got to talk to myself next time.
Spiritual curiosity is difficult to answer.
It is.
Yes.
But you know, it's like
frustrating sometimes.
It is, and you have a week that's really sort of trying or whatever, and you go, and at least I do anyway. I go, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I here?
I came here for this.
I want my money back.
Hmm?
So thanks, you guys, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and thanks Johnny and Seanna for joining me on my channel. I want to thank everyone who supports this channel. I really, really appreciate it. It's just so gratifying to be in contact and be in community and have that connection. So thank you.
Buy the deck. Buy the deck. Buy Tony's deck. That's my song. Yeah.
So I have to say that I sold out.
Oh, yay.
I sold out, and now everything is on back order. I'm waiting for the next shipment to come in, and it's blowing my mind. So thanks to everyone who has bought the deck, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. And we'll see you next Friday on Johnny's channel, right? Okay, so everyone have a wonderful weekend. Seanna and I will see you tomorrow. Yep. And walk in beauty. Have a great time. Bye, guys.